The following podcast is being brought to you by the Defy Life Podcast Network.
Maybe we can still heal you. Why? So you could just lock me up? No. Just bury me in the ocean with my ancestors that jumped from the ships. Because they knew death was better than bondage.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally? You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see the light until I was already a man. By then it was nothing to me but blinding. The shadows betray you because they belong to me.
In the hell do you think you are?
Okay, it's not working out. I'm gonna need the suit back.
For how long?
Forever. Yeah, let's
No,
have it.
please,
Let's have it.
You don't understand. Please, this is all I have. I'm nothing without this suit.
If you're nothing without this suit, then you shouldn't have it, okay?
So Oz, this week we are going to be discussing some sequels to movies that we wish were made and some sequels to movies that probably shouldn't be made. Now, I know there's going to be a long laundry list of movies that had sequels that probably didn't need sequels or that just had sequels just to make money. But I am very curious about the ones that you think should have had sequels that never had a follow-up.
Man, well, actually, I can't wait to get into this discussion because, like, there are some obvious standouts, and then there's some that, like, hey, I'll start the thing off. I was trying to hold off on it, but the first thing I want to say is I seriously hope Brightburn gets a sequel.
Yeah, that's one that we kind of went into detail about a while ago.
Oh man, right?
You know, that's an easy one. What else you got?
Wow.
Here's one for you.
Okay.
And this is an older movie that came out in 2009, but District 9.
Dude, they left that in the wind.
I think District 9 could have been an entire type of, its own little universe. Could have easily been a trilogy to me.
Yeah. Well, here, let me hit you, since we're on a sci-fi kick, let me hit you up real quick with that whole Alien Covenant or that whatever silliness. That did not need to have a sequel. And actually, I'm split. It needed to have a sequel. It did not need to have the sequel that it had. It was horrific. So, speaking
of Split, I think Split, even though when I first heard about it was a cool idea, now that it came out, I don't know if we needed it.
Look, I still need to see Glass. I'm just confused, man.
And Glass is the reason I say that. Split would have been a really good movie on its own if it would have been left alone.
As in saying that it wasn't connected to M. Night's universe.
Right.
Yeah, I know. I feel like it was like a last ditch. It's a last ditch effort for M. Night to stay kind of. And I'm sorry for even saying this. Why am I apologizing? I have no idea. That it was his last ditch effort to stay relevant in the sci-fi and suspense genre.
Well, he tried to stay relevant with what is it? After Earth with Will Smith. That just
terrible. So once again, that was his way of trying to stay relevant in the sci-fi world because he was like he made a turd, and then Avatar was a turd too.
Well, I didn't watch the cartoon, so the movie didn't really draw me in. So I don't know.
Yeah, I dig it. I'm with it. Man.
Here's a off the wall one for you. You ready? You ready for this one? This one might throw you for a loop of a movie that I think could have been a trilogy as well. Not just a sequel, but a trilogy. You ready for this one?
Mm-hmm.
Spaceballs.
Just a trilogy just because it's Star Wars,
Yeah,
right?
strictly based just because of Star Wars. I think they could have easily done a Spaceballs trilogy just in the same vein.
Okay, well, if you want to do that, you want it to be on the comedy tip, I'm going to bring you back to a little more serious on the horror tip. If you had 28 days later, 28 weeks later, is it bad to kind of do, why couldn't you do 28 years later or 28 months later and make that a trilogy?
I think you could have. Those are great movies.
You know, and also, man, I'm going to throw you, I'm trying to test to see if you had anything, and I don't want to give you a test, but 30 Days of Night had a kind of crappy 30 Days of Night in LA one. They should have finished that. They could have did a lot better.
I don't exactly remember the comic. I read the comic a long time, probably when the movie came out, but I don't exactly remember it. But I do remember the ending of the movie being kind of like, this is how we're going to end this really good horror type movie with this almost kind of like happy ending.
Yeah, it was Happy Jack because I think when I think about that movie nowadays, I think the producers, whatever, the money people, the executive producers, all those cats, had some stars, and they wanted to make a Happy Jack movie with a happy ending because it was really horrific and it was really sad, right? Because the real story behind 30 Days of Night is that that's just one small group of vampires that decided to do that.
Right.
Exactly. And then the larger story that they should have did was how many, where do they all live, and they could have did so much, man.
That could have been a universe.
Yeah. Oh man, hey, Regular Scott, you got me a little excited, dude. I got one more before you have to set the table. Ready? In my own personal heart of hearts, they should have did they kind of skirted around the issue, but they should have did another Lycan sequel to Underworld, just strictly about the werewolves again.
Should they have though?
I know, dude.
Should they have though? I mean, I feel like they stretched that series about as far as you could.
Oh man,
dude, the Underworld series.
Dude, they beat that dead horse until that horse was like, I'm nothing but leather now.
Now here's. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, well, I was going to say real quick. I was like, yeah, they beat it, and it made every. I don't even know what to say. It made every interesting person want to go, cool. I'm cool because I can wear leather, and vinyl. It was terrible.
Oh, Kate Beckinsale does look good in leather.
Yeah, it's cool, but it just kind of reinforced every fetish person to be like, cool, dude. I'm a vampire. I'm like, you're not a vampire, bro.
Now, speaking of Underworld, here's a sequel to Underworld that I could get behind. I think Underworld could have crossed over with Blade.
I
think that's an easy crossover.
Well, I guess
have Blade hunting for Dracula instead of putting Dracula in Blade's movies. Have him hunting for Dracula and end up running into her.
Right, but see, here's the thing: he would have to. I gotta figure that out, dude. Because that easily turns into a very exploitative movie. Because once those vampires know he's a daywalker, they feed on each other's blood all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I would love to see if that happened. I would love to see them get bamboozled and Blade drinks the blood of Marcus or Victor. Because my other thing is they'd be trying to hunt Blade down just for his blood.
And they seem a little bit more powered than Blade was.
Oh yeah. Oh, here. Uncle Oz gives away $1 million.
So this is a regular segment on the show now, huh?
Well, I do. If you bring up all these interesting and awesome questions, man, and ideas, I got to respond to them, man. They're great. Look, here we go. Yeah, Blade is hunted by the vampires who seem to be a little bit more powered than he is, because they're a little older or whatever. So, and they want his blood so they can be a daywalker, so they can just be like infinitely powered, right? Mm-hmm. So Blade is kind of beaten up and on the run. The Lycans take him in. And in the midst of it, he's given some Lycan blood, and he gets Lycan abilities, and that turns the tide for those guys. And there you go. Holla at your boy. I want my cut.
I want my cut.
Yo, I'm going to start saying that. I want my cut. Okay.
A couple more that I'm just going to throw these out, and then I'm going to set the table, and we can kind of go into them a little bit more. These are some ones that I think also deserve sequels. Snowpiercer.
Oh, please.
That's a let me tell you guys something. I know I speak highly of a lot of things that probably aren't as good as they should, even though I'm not the Polar fan like Uncle Oz and our lost colleague V's is, but
I'm hanging up.
Snowpiercer is a gem. Let me say that. If you have not seen Snowpiercer, go out of your way to see it. It's a really good movie.
Okay, here we go. Not to cut you off, and I'm sorry. I should let you finish. I apologize.
Go ahead. You already cut me off at this point.
I know. I'm so rude.
Okay,
hey,
well,
let
go
me
ahead.
tell you something. All my people who love Polar, listen to me. I was under the influence of the booze or whatever. Polar, man, it needs some work. I was really into the action scenes. Man, Snowpiercer is awesome. There are some awesome, no spoiler alerts, but there's some act scenes in there that you're going to be like, what? And I will throw this out to you, Regular Scott. You said a sequel? That's cool. I want to see a prequel for that thing, dude.
That's probably even better. That's probably a better idea. Is a prequel to that. That's probably a better idea. How did they get to that point?
Man, so everybody knows, if you don't know, spoiler alert, they basically they are on a train. Everyone on the planet is on a train, just circling the Earth because of global warming and everything else is not inhabitable, and everything exists. And as you see on the train, if you don't know, go to your local Amtrak and just hitch a ride. Trains are awesome, by the way. It is tiered up. The haves are in the front. The have-nots are in the far back working, and neither the two meet until the two meet.
And it's got a down and dirty Chris Evans holding it down.
Oh, dude, he is, man. Let me tell you something, dude. People are going to be like, oh, yeah, Fantastic Four. I can see him being Captain America. That's when I knew. Heck no. I knew Christopher Evans was going to be a superhero star. Like, just he had the chops, dude. I knew it. I saw it, and to this day, this movie is still my favorite. And in line of what we're talking about, Regular Scott, go see Push. Chris Evans in Push is awesome. Dakota Fanning is in it too.
You're very high on Push. You're very high on. Push is good, dude, but you're very high on.
And Push is not a Polar.
It's not a polar. I'll give you that. It's not a polar.
Push is on some down. If you like that kind of, if you like sci-fi, if you like that kind of Hong Kong action stuff, Push is it, dude. And he was in that, and he killed it. He killed it in that thing, dude.
So I'm guessing that's one of the movies you think needed a sequel.
Oh man, I'm gonna say this: Push needed a proper prequel because them cats. Push. I don't really care about a sequel because I kind of you can kind of figure it out, But I want to see a sequel like Dakota Fanning's mother, and for everybody who's disappointed in season 2 of Heroes because that was kind of turdy, man. Push makes up for it with all the mutant powers and everything. It's awesome. It's great. Okay, that was it. I'm done.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Last one.
People are chopping down trees.
Last one I'm gonna give you, and then I am gonna set the table for real.
Okay.
Jumper.
Man, hey, do you feel that Jumper is kind of like an underrated film?
I do. I feel like Jumper is very underrated.
Don't you feel?
You want to know what I really feel? I feel like people didn't want to give Jumper a chance because of the actor who played, who was Anakin Skywalker in Star Wars.
Regular Scott, once again, you proved why you're a genius. Yes.
I mean that's genuinely why I believe people didn't want to give Jumper a chance, because some of the fight scenes in it are good. A lot of the story makes sense. Their powers make sense.
Jamie Bell's in Jumper.
Jamie Bell's an underrated actor as well.
Dude, and Jamie Bell is a hell of a. He did some stuff in Virginia for Turn, and he's underrated, dude. He's been doing it for a long time, dude. But he's awesome, man. And also, like, you got your Samuel Jackson in it, dude.
It's a lot of good in that movie, man.
Regular Scott, they totally dissed that film and that flick because of who the actor was, and it's an awesome premise.
No, I think that's an underrated gem. That's another one of those movies. Now I know some people who really didn't like the movie, and that's fine. But I think that's a really good sci-fi flick.
Yeah, and I will say if there was a prequel to it, you would need to get down into how the organization started the first time they ran across that cat.
Exactly.
A cat like that,
But look, before we get too deep into the movies that did not need a sequel, and we talk a little bit more about some that did, allow me to set the table. This is Take a Knee for Marvel vs. DC. I am your host, Regular Scott. I am here with the comic connoisseur himself, the mighty Ozzy Killmonger. Oz, what's going on?
What is up, good people?
And you can find us on iTunes, Spreaker, Radio Public, all places you download your podcast. We're there. Like, subscribe, give us 5 stars, leave us a review. Follow us on Twitter at knee4marvelvsdc. That's the number 4. You can email us at knee4marvelvsdc@godefylife.com. And I do have an email. You already know who that's from, don't you, Oz?
Oh, dude.
Steph Blurdy is back again, fellas.
Hey.
I don't know what's going on with this, but he's been emailing us a lot, and he's got some stuff to get off his chest.
Hey, listen to me, man. Hey, Steph Blurdy, I got my beer. I'm just gonna listen. It's gonna be great.
Oh man. Before we get to the news and the email, definitely check out Defy Life Battleground. Season 2, Episode 1 has dropped. You guys make sure you go check that out. The Battleground is back. Our own Ozzy Killmonger will try to get back to the championship, and hopefully he can bring a title home to Take a Knee.
Represent Take a Knee.
Because last time we sent him to the championship game, he got beat by somebody who wasn't even on the network. Shout out to West Coast J. Now West Coast J is on the flagship.
Hey, dude, I lost on purpose to kind of introduce West Coast J so that he could be on. I did my service, man, but I'm going to be like no holds barred. I'm representing, dude.
So that is out, and definitely check that out. Your boy Regular Scott did not get to host the first episode, but I did submit some questions, so hopefully those questions stump some people. I'm all about making some real hard questions and stumping people. Oz, do you think my questions are too hard?
Your questions are quite random, and and I'm not gonna. We have so much to cover today, and I don't want to rehash the past. And I'm not bitter because I don't hold grudges because I want to try and be a better person in 2019. But if I were to hold a grudge, I would probably just say that, Nightwing does have 2 names, by the way. So because there are 2 characters, but
Nightwing? You mean
yeah,
Batwing?
Batwing. Sorry, Batwing.
Shout out David Zimbabwe.
Shout out to Lucius Fox's son.
Lucas Fox?
Lucas Fox.
Shout out David Zimbabwe, because you should have known your history. And then you tried to correct me on the show, too.
I did correct you because...
No, you didn't correct. You didn't correct me.
Dude, can we... Okay, all right. So, here we go. You know, after we worked all these months to mend the burnt bridge that we had over that show, you got the gasoline out again, right? All I want to do is talk about some prequels, and now you got to...
Hey, look, don't worry. I'll be on the next Battleground, and I'm going to make sure that if you try to call me out again, I'm going to have an extra hard question for you. David Zimbabwe might show up again.
Hey, so, Regular Scott, since it's just us, you know, and, you know, the Fire Life isn't listening to this, hey, can you, let me in on some of the questions?
No.
Yeah, that's the same response you gave me last time I asked that, too, but that's cool.
Yeah, and then you almost held it down for us. You almost were able to keep the name of Craven the Hunter.
Oh, but hold on. Yo, when it came to old school hip hop, you know what's up. Right?
I was very impressed with your boom
what's
bap
up,
knowledge.
Right? Okay.
Right, I was very impressed with that. So since I was impressed with that, I'm gonna let you choose the next thing we do. Do you want to talk news, or do you want to do our email next?
Man, hey, I feel like the email is gonna be kind of fun. So let's get the news out, and then let's do the email.
All right, let's get into some news topics.
Okay.
First thing, go ahead.
You said you had some juicy tidbits, so go.
I didn't say that, but it's okay. I appreciate the hype, but here we go.
Yo, you said, hey, Regular Scott, you said you had some information that was going to blow people's minds, son.
I definitely don't overhype this information, and then when I give it, people are like, really? That's all you had? Why are you doing that? Why are you setting me up for failure, dude? What are you doing? What's going on, man? All right.
Because Uncle Oz is going to take over the show once again real soon.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll see about that. Phantasm from Batman, Mask of Phantasm, one of the most underrated and so far ahead of its time villains.
Yeah, that's true.
I want to reiterate that. Phantasm was so far ahead of its time with a female villain. A bad female villain. So far ahead of its time. She will be in the upcoming Tom King Batman/Catwoman miniseries. And shout out to Superhero Speaks for that information as well.
Is that going to be animated or live action?
The comic book.
Okay, we'll see. Peace out, dude. I didn't hear that part.
Well, I didn't say it. But I thought the Tom King part might give that away for you.
No. I had to clarify for us who are old and slow.
No doubt. But what do you think about that? I think she's one of the more underrated villains. And like I said, way ahead of its time. How do you feel about that?
I feel like, honestly, I feel two ways. I think that's awesome. Because it's another female character to explore, but also I feel like they're doing the whole thing where it's just like they're just kind of going, who can we dig up? It's fine, it's all good. Let's see what's up.
Yeah, yes and no. I think
I'm
all for getting new rogue gallery villains. You know what I mean? More people to add to Batman's rogue gallery. The only thing I don't want is a love triangle.
Ugh.
I don't want a love triangle with him, Catwoman, and Phantasm.
I know. Being like, I didn't know you were Phantasm. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I respect you.
Yeah, I don't need all that. Two villains are being rumored for Black Panther 2. Would you like to take a guess at them? Comic connoisseur.
I would. It would probably be. Actually, hold on. Man, I don't know, because they could go modern and say Namor.
I'll go ahead and say that is correct. That is one that is rumored.
And then also I would probably say
I'll give you a hint.
Yeah.
It's a female.
Why does like Hydra come up? But anyway, hold on. It's a female.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, hold on, wait. A female for Black Panther?
Yes. This is being reported from WeGotThisCovered.com.
Well, she wasn't really a criminal, but in Ta-Nehisi Coates in his Black Panther, they had a female who kind of wanted to liberate Wakanda. Wow, a female. Hit me up so I can be totally embarrassed.
Princess Zonda.
Who's Princess Zonda?
Well, I'll tell you. Princess Zonda, debuting in Black Panther #1, 1977, is the ruler of one of Wakanda's neighbors, Narobia.
Is she the albino?
Classically, she's obsessed with collecting powerful mystical artifacts, but in more recent times, she was driven insane with rage once she discovered that T'Challa was marrying Storm.
What? So that's insane. Wow. Okay, but she's not albino, right? She's black. I mean, as in her skin tone is brown, right?
You tell me.
Well,
Comic connoisseur.
There is one. I forget her name.
No, her skin is brown. No, I'm just messing with you.
Okay, well, see, there you go. Her
skin is
brown. That seems like a waste. I hope they do Namor.
Is it a waste though? I'm all for another female. I think we had the discussion as well. We don't have first off, we don't have a black female villain.
Right,
Period.
but then what does that mean? What is she gonna do?
Maybe we get Storm.
I guess. I don't know, man.
Or maybe T'Challa rejects her. Rejects their tribes coming together or something like that.
Yeah, but it'd be cool, man, if you could introduce Atlantis. It just feels that, and I won't say Marvel because it's DC, because it's Disney now. It just feels that Disney's response to DC and their Atlantis would be to introduce an Atlantis and fucking blow people's minds.
Well, they're saying that he is rumored to appear in Phase 4 of Marvel. And if he's not going to be in Black Panther 2, the next movie he could potentially appear in would be Doctor Strange 2.
Man, why don't they ever they're like, oh, Doctor Doom. Why don't they ever do a Submariner with the Fantastic Four?
It's a good question.
First
they have to get the Fantastic Four right.
Okay, that's fine, but here, man, Uncle Oz gives away $1 billion because this is $1 billion one.
$1 billion, dude? $1 billion?
Because if you did it right, you can make more money than Endgame. And you have a little love triangle weirdness with Mr. Fantastic, Sue, and Submariner. It's so much potential, dude. You could, and also here it goes: Fantastic Four versus Submariner. Have Sue in there. You could also, if you wanted to, introduce the Illuminati.
That would be cool. I'm with that. I'm with that.
Have a little taste of the Illuminati, man. And they always stress T'Challa's intellect, and T'Challa was once a member and still is an active member of the Fantastic Four when he's needed. You can introduce Black Panther that way. It should be Submariner, man, just because there's a lot of really cool potential with that.
I'm not mad at that. This should make you happy. Swamp Thing has been rumored to be potentially going to film at WB.
Yeah, I heard about that too. There's a nice little petition that was going around to try and save the show. So okay, cool.
Oh, no, a movie.
No, there's a petition. I know there's a petition that's going on to save the show. I think that was a response. It's sort of like on that whole oh God, what was her name? Felicity or what is that other? Dude, it's right on the tip of my tongue. That whole that she's a blonde, she's a detective. Oh, Veronica Mars. It's on that Veronica Mars tip, I think.
I don't watch Veronica Mars.
I don't either.
Okay,
but
so I don't have any reaction.
And I say that because there's a long running show and fans are like, "Oh no, it got canceled." And I'm like, another show about like there's a blonde white girl who. Okay, I'm like, great, okay. So anyway, but the fans petitioned, and they said we'll never do it, and they petitioned long and hard, by the way.
Well, the show had a lot of drama back, behind the scenes.
Oh, I know. Well, you mean Swamp Thing or Veronica?
Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing. Yeah, Swamp Thing.
Well, there was a lot of stuff. There's a lot of like logistical stuff. Man. Just I'll feel better our next show, but I can feel for the producers of Swamp Thing having to deal with all that. It's nothing but pain, No,
no doubt.
But you learn, and pain is a good way to learn, So, but I still think that a movie will be good if DC would just go. If Warner Brothers would just go, dude, here he goes, man. $500 million or $1 billion, we need to invest in this into DC. They could be cool. They could be really powerful, man.
I agree. Charlize Theron is going to be filming the comic book. Well, she's going to be adapting the comic book, The Old Guard.
Oh, no way!
Do you know about The Old Guard, comic connoisseur?
Oh, dude.
Could you tell the audience about The Old Guard, including myself, because I don't know much about it?
Man, let me say, that woman, Theron, Miss Theron, gosh, she's so awesome, dude.
She is awesome, and she's very beautiful.
I feel like I have, Uncle Oz has a crazy thing for a couple people. She's one of them because she's just smart. You know what? So and as soon as you said that, I just went doink. Yeah, get it, got it. All right. So Old Guard. Oh man, listeners, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm going to be wrong. It's not Avatar Press that releases it. It's a small. I feel like it's maybe it might be Image actually.
It is Image. It's Image.
Image Comics released it, and it was a miniseries, like maybe six comics. I think they were trying to go for a year, but it was a little slow pickup. But I was always there. Long story short is this: Old Guard is about a bunch of immortal soldiers of fortunes and mercenaries. And they're led by this woman, very strong, but she's been around forever. And you get activated at any age. Like she's the oldest, but there's some people who got activated in the 1800s. They have a new person who is military skilled who got activated just as of like 2 years ago or something weird. So they'll probably have in the movie they'll have a new person be the bridge to the audience to how the Old Guard works. But man, so the main character, she's been around forever. She's lost people, and it's really hard to kill one of the immortals. And they have hideouts everywhere. They have riches everywhere, but there are people or an organizations that's stalking them, that's trying to kill them and take them out. And they start learning about it. But the best part about that, personally, is that during the 1800s, she helps build a big, large ranch empire with a brother who she falls madly in love with and who she is with from his age of being 20 years old to when he dies, when he's like 80 years old.
I'm glad you said that because also props go to the Nerd Cantina, who I got this information from. The actor who I'm assuming is going to portray that role that you say is, please help me with the name, Chiwetel I don't know how to say his name.
Chewie.
Chewie.
Everybody just says, was it Chewie Talk?
Yeah, that's it.
Everybody just calls him Chewie, man. And he's a yo.
If you don't know who that is, he was in Doctor Strange. He was his kind of like his sidekick.
He was
was it Mordo?
Mordo. Hey, if you don't know who he is, people are going to be, oh, the cat from Serenity, dude. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Please go to your Amazon, go to anywhere you need to go to and rent, purchase, own one of my other favorite movies, Red Belt. And Red Belt is he's the star of Red Belt. He's the lead character. Red Belt is about this kind of Zen-like modern day samurai who has to face an opponent. It's great. It's a great. I'm gonna have to watch that tonight to get me back in my center. It's a great movie. It's a great philosophy. It's awesome. It's very Zen. Yeah, and so, by the way, that makes sense that he would play that cat, dude. Yeah, I get it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's the casting that's been rumored, and
I'm excited about that, Ridley Scott. That's awesome.
Yeah, I didn't know much about it, so I figured you could inform the
Red-
audience and inform myself.
Old Guard is really, really kind of a cool story, man. Because, like, again, they started going, wait a minute, we're being set up, and so their whole thing is now they're trying to figure out who's getting them, and they're also going, they know we're immortal too.
Yeah, it sounds cool. It sounds very interesting. I'm kind of excited now that you've kind of talked about it. This was one of those rants you went on where if you went and took a shower or got your oil change, you missed something good.
If you wanted to plant in your garden and get the weeds out, you missed some good information.
You missed a good one this time. I gotta admit, you missed a real good one this time. I hope you did not go to the mall on that one.
Yeah. Listen, I understand if you felt the need to kind of like build a shed or something, but you should have put the frame up, man. I thought I passed on some good ones.
Hey, look, the listen. Once they heard me say, "Hey, Oz, why don't you go ahead and tell us about it?" They were like, "Oh, here we go. Let me go do what I need to do. I got time."
Ray Scott, they were like, "Oh, time to go."
Oreos and ice cream time.
Yeah. Hey, yo, shout out to Bees, man. They were like, "Hey, time for some ice cream and Oreo cookies, or time to work out."
Oh man! All right, a couple more tidbits. Sanaa Lathan is rumored to play Catwoman in the Harley Quinn film.
What has she been in, and who is she?
Sanaa Lathan?
Well, tell me,
Love and Basketball? Alien versus Predator Requiem?
Wow. Okay.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
Sanaa.
Brown Sugar?
What? Hold on. What's the name again?
She's beautiful, dude. You don't know who that is?
She's in a movie called Brown Sugar, right?
Yeah. Blade? What else? Let me see what else she's been in.
Wait, hold on. She's supposed to be...
She's in The Affair. I don't know if you watch that TV show.
Hold on, dude.
Come on, dude.
Wait,
you gotta know who that
Brown
is.
Sugar 2002 movie?
I think it's Brown Sugar. I'm pretty sure it's Brown. Well, Brown Sugar. Yeah, absolutely. That's the one where she fell in love with hip hop.
No, dude. This is wait. Wait. She's gonna be Catwoman?
The animated.
Oh, dude, you're so mean, man. I was like, what the? For what? For a Catwoman animated movie, or for Bruce, or for another Batman?
For a Harley Quinn animated.
Oh, gross. Okay.
No, that's fine. Animated. That's fine. And it's the TV series that's coming on the DC.
No. It's all good, man. I appreciate it.
I just wanted to throw you for a loop real quick.
Harley Quinn annoys me, and you see, dude. I thought like the gift of birth would make you more mellow. You still have that. You got to set the example for your kid, dude. You can't be doing that anymore, man. You got to be like cool, man.
Well, since he just went, so I guess I'll go into. I had a child, by the way, my first child.
Hey, everybody! Before I take over the show again, shout out to the most irregular Scott for having a kid and just holding it down and being just being who he is, dude. A cool, awesome guy, man.
Yeah, I'm right now I'm hiding away in the closet because if my wife finds out I'm doing a podcast when I'm supposed to be watching the child, who knows what type of drama is going to go down. So right now I'm in the closet. Hopefully she doesn't
come out of the closet, dude.
No, my wife did a great job. She was wonderful. We had our first child last week on June the 20th. It was special. It's something I'll never forget. Definitely changes your perspective. just on life in general.
Yeah.
It's a very special moment. I'll cherish that forever.
Yeah, it didn't change your perspective on antagonizing me, dude, but you do
No,
seem a little
not at
more.
all.
Yeah,
Actually, he told me to do it.
yeah, man, dude. You know what? I'm gonna have to get him on the show, dude. You know,
He might be coming on the show sooner than you think. I might have to change a diaper here in a minute. So, all right. What do you want to do, Oz? Do you want to do One's Gotta Go now? Do you want to do One's Gotta Go after we talk about our main topic? Or do you want to do emails?
dude. I thought you were gonna do. Okay.
All right, you just called it. We'll do email.
No. Hey, we can make this super quick. One's got to go. That's an easy, quick one.
Ooh, is it gonna be an easy, quick one? Because
Yep.
I think I got a tough one for you.
Okay. Well, let's play it by ear and see.
I do think this is gonna be a tough one. One's got to go. Okay.
Okay.
One of these rogue gallery of villains has to go. Spider-Man's, Batman's, The Flash's, or X-Men. One of those rogue gallery of villains has to be wiped from existence.
Say again.
Spider-Man, all his villains are gone. Batman, all his villains are gone. X-Men, or The Flash.
Oh, well, see, dude, if you wipe out all of the X-Men villains, like there's no villains.
They're main villains, not like the ones that cross over from another character.
Like Onslaught.
like Mr. Sinister, Apocalypse, like ones like that. Sabretooth, Mystique, the Sentinels, Magneto. Or for the Flash, it'd be all, Reverse Flash, all the speeds.
Well, I know, dude, but all of his aren't that bad. So I'm gonna say, I say the X-Men because they're still powerful. All of their villains are powerful. Like Spider-Man's villains, if they go, it's like, all right, cool, whatever. And it's literally that way for all of them. Well, except for maybe Batman, just because of the Joker, but I would definitely say the X-Men because the X-Men got some crazy ones, dude.
So you think the X-Men villains are the ones that we need the least? Those rogue gallery of villains are the ones that could disappear from existence forever and nobody would notice.
Oh, the one who wouldn't notice. Oh, my apologies.
Because I think Magneto is one of the greatest comic book villains of all time.
I misunderstood. The Flash, his rogue gallery. Gone, no one would care.
Here's my rebuttal to that. You take the Flash's rogue gallery of villains away, who can fight the Flash?
Literally every other supervillain.
Really? What's Bane? I'm sorry, not. What is the Riddler going to do against the Flash?
Cool. He would never go up against the Flash. What is the Flash going to do against Darkseid? What's the Flash going to do against Mongol?
The same thing he does now.
No, dude.
What do you mean? What do you mean? He's going to do the same thing he does now. Okay, you take the Flash's villains away. Who's his villain? Who's his arch nemesis?
Someone will pop up, dude. I mean, he can't be having nobody who's called Mirror Master. Come on, dude.
Captain Cold is a great villain.
Oh, that's fine, but then there's, hey, yo, what's your name, Captain Cold? What's your name, Heat, Mr. Heat?
Gorilla Grodd?
Yeah, dude.
Reverse Flash is a great villain. Edward Thawne is a great villain.
No, Reverse Flash was invented just strictly to make the Flash not so powerful.
I agree with that, but go ahead.
If the Flash wanted to be ruthless, he would have knives, and everybody would be done.
But he's not, though. That's the thing. Barry Allen's not ruthless.
Yeah, I know. I get it, dude. I get it.
So you choose the Flash.
Yeah, who do you choose?
Well, I'm gonna tell you who I'm not choosing. Batman, he's safe. X-Men, safe.
Cool. The Flash. Cool.
Yeah, I guess it's got to be the Flash.
Stop, dude.
I look, man. I'm gonna just play devil's advocate just because. I'm gonna get rid of the X-Men.
What?
And I'm playing devil's advocate. I got it. I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack for it, and I'm ready for it. I'm gonna get a lot of heat.
You're just doing it just to be the contrary,
but
dude.
I have a reasoning for it. If you got rid of all the X-Men villains, who would they fight, right? If you got rid of the X-Men rogue gallery of villains, that includes Magneto, Apocalypse, all those great villains, I would turn the entire cast of Inhumans into villains. And that would be their new rogue gallery.
Why?
Because they need somebody to fight, and you need somebody powerful. So think about them. Think about Black Bolt. Just going at them boys.
Okay, so no, I get you. But you would also, so if you take away the X-Men, you're taking away also the Sentinels.
Yep.
You're taking away any human who's prejudiced against mutants.
Yep.
So it's kind of like a utopia, and the X-Men still will have to be like, they'll still be the police force they were meant. If you take away all the people that hate the X-Men or their villains, the X-Men could coexist in the world and keep the world safe and make the world the true utopia that it's supposed to be.
Now, see, if I was in your shoes right there, what I would have said was, if you take away all the X-Men villains, we don't get Wolverine.
Yeah, and
because you don't get William Stryker.
Oh, but you still get Wolverine though.
You're right. You don't get him with his adamantium.
Yeah, you still get Wolverine.
You're right. Touche. But that would be my playing devil's advocate. That would be my response to picking the X-Men. And I personally think the Inhumans would make great villains.
But I feel like the Inhumans should not be villains though.
They probably shouldn't, but that doesn't mean they wouldn't be good villains. Like Damian Wayne, just spewing random stuff now. Damian Wayne would be a great villain, especially as an adult.
He's been a villain before.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like if they keep him going now as a child, and he grows up and becomes an adult, takes over the head of the Snake like he should, he would be a great villain.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I hear that.
All right, so you were right. That was a quick one. That was a quick one. Gotta go.
Dude, I have zero time for this. I'm like, yeah, I know. Thanks.
But I think I made a good case for the X-Men Rogue Gallery of villains.
I think you made a good case for trying to make a good case.
You know I gotta play devil's advocate.
Duh.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about this then? Let's take the Flash out. Just do those three. Who goes? Yeah, let's make it real hard then. You know what? Let's go to a commercial break. When we get back, that's when I want your answer. You got about, let me see how long this commercial. You got about a minute and a half to think about your answer. We'll be right back.
Yo, what up, my people? This is J.R. Glent from Defy Life. If you're looking for an in-depth, honest, at times hilarious conversation on anything from current events to sports to entertainment and more, check out myself, Alvin, Thomas, Gerald, and Yosh on the Defy Life podcast. Dropping every Wednesday, available at GoDefyLife.com and everywhere your favorite podcasts are available. And as always, if you're not rocking with Defy Life, what's your life about?
All right, and we are back. Definitely make sure you check out the flagship, the Defy Life podcast. Jay and West Coast Jay were actually the host of the Battleground episode, and they did a great job as always. Defy Life, it's just a great show. Uncle Oz, how do you defy life?
by doing this podcast and being a member of Defy Life.
True that. True that.
Because it's very subversive what's going on at the Defy Life Network and what we're doing. I won't say very subversive, but it's subversive, man, because you're not supposed to do this. You're supposed to go to work, come home, work your 9 to 5, and call it a day. You're not supposed to do something that you love to do or do another activity or something like that. You're not supposed to connect with other people and have them connect with you. So I'll say it's crazy, dude. I also like to skateboard, but
well, we are blurred, so.
And I nerd out on all things science fiction, but I got no issues. Well, I got plenty, but I got no issues with that stuff.
Definitely. Shout out to Defy Life. So what's your pick? I'm sticking with my X-Men.
What? No.
I'm sticking with the X-Men pick I had earlier. I can't get rid of the Spider-Man's rogues because Kingpin is too influential throughout the MCU.
Kingpin is too influential throughout the MCU.
Absolutely. Daredevil. Some of Daredevil's greatest stories involve Kingpin.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I hear that, dude. But, dude, okay, Batman.
I'm not getting rid of Batman's rogues.
Okay, that's my pick.
You're getting rid of Batman's... The Joker is the greatest villain of all time, and you're getting rid of him.
And if the Joker is gone, what happens? If Mr. Freeze, if all them cats are gone, fighting normal human Batman, what happens?
I don't know. I don't know what happens if they're all gone.
I apologize. You stuttered, and so I couldn't understand that real quick. So,
I don't know what happens if they're all gone. Like, how do you get rid of them?
There's no one cares.
You're crazy.
Listen. The Joker is iconic. All those guys, but if they disappeared, there's no the Great Void because they stay in Gotham.
There's no Killing Joke. Some of the greatest story. There's no Hush.
Once again, listen to me. If the Batman's rogue gallery of villains are gone, Batman still is fighting crime. Batman still has off-world adventures with the Justice League. If that happens, you're right. He doesn't have a broken back. The Killing Joke, Commissioner Gordon and Barbara Gordon, by the way, is still fully operational.
He still has sex with Barbara.
Only in the 5 minutes that I deleted already from my copy.
Here we go. There's no Damian Wayne.
Yeah.
Like there's no Jason. We don't know what happens to Jason Todd.
Check this out. We don't know what happens because he might still be Robin or Batman might be like, you're too violent, whatever. But you're right. There's no Damian Wayne, but there probably is. Pardon me, everybody. There probably is a Huntress because Catwoman's still around because she's not a villain.
But she starts as a villain, so there is no Selena Kyle. There is no Selena Kyle.
Does she start as a villain against Batman, or is she already a thief? Think about that.
But if she's a thief, she's a villain. Like Batman is still she's still on the wrong side of the law. She's not a good guy.
Great. He hooks up with
Barbara Gordon. So now you set in motion a universe which you hate so bad. So now Barbara Gordon and Bruce Wayne are going to have a child. So now Jim Gordon.
No.
Hold on. Jim Gordon has become Bruce Wayne's father-in-law.
You sir have cut me off.
Absolutely. I pulled an Uncle Oz on you.
Yeah. You pulled Uncle Oz on me and just said this outlandish thing. Hey, look, man. maybe Barbara Gordon does become Batgirl, but they certainly aren't hooking up. But I'll also say that maybe Batman and Wonder Woman have a thing. So
that's possible. I won't argue that. That's possible
because it frees up a lot of stuff. So
but there's a lot of stuff you miss out on with that. There's no Damian Wayne is a big part of the comics now.
Because he was added to it, dude. Big deal.
No, that's true, but he's still a big part of the comics now.
Dude, and if he never was there, who cares? The Lazarus Pits are still there, too.
Are they? Are they still there?
Ra's al Ghul has nothing to do with the Lazarus Pit. He just found them.
So you're saying somebody else would have found them? Somebody else
is going to get a hold of them. Maybe actually the world's greatest detective does it, and he can finally be immortal.
All right. I can live with that. I don't know if I can live with that, but I'll accept it.
Dude, Lex Luthor would take up the void, and the two richest and smartest humans will go at it, dude. Come on.
Now, I will say Lex Luthor and a Batman type of rivalry. That would be cool. That would fit to me a little bit better than Lex Luthor and Superman.
It would just be ruthless mano a mano, rich dudes with a lot of gadgets and a lot of allies.
And they would fight on different levels too. They would fight on the superhero level and supervillain level, and also on just the rich
on the
person
corporate level
yes,
too, man.
Exactly,
yeah,
exactly. All right, that's not bad, Oz. Not bad.
Yeah.
All right, you win that one. I am very impressed how you did that right there. I was not expecting you to take Batman's rogues.
Oh no, dude. Hey, ever since I took over the show, Regular Scott, there's been a new Uncle Oz that's been reinvigorated.
Yeah, I hear you.
Craven must go hunting.
Well, he's still here since you kept Spider-Man's villain, so that's cool. All right, all right, here we go. Email time, and then we're going to finish up with our main topic.
Okay.
This first email is from Black Mass Podcasts, who our guest Suave the Thinker is a part of.
Yeah.
It reads, Black Mass is deeper than Wu-Tang. That's the opening statement.
Okay, good. I was just curious.
First of all, shout out the Wu-Tang, greatest hip-hop group of all time.
Yes, besides De La Soul. But anyway, yeah.
Well, that might end up being a 10 spot.
Okay.
But that's a whole other subject. All right. Black Mass is deeper than Wu-Tang. This is what the people want. We hear about too much Arrow and not enough Swamp Thing, which Regular Scott said was canceled after one episode when it turns out there's a whole season. I didn't say it was canceled. I didn't say that the whole season was canceled. I just said that the show was canceled, and it is canceled. That doesn't mean they're not going to finish out the season. I want to clear that up right now.
But Black Mass said instead of welcome to the 36 chambers, they said welcome to the 12 episodes.
Yeah, pretty much.
The episodes.
We want more from the Marvel Universe, which is fair.
Okay.
That's fair. We can take care of that as well. And I think today we've done a pretty good job with the Marvel Universe. We want more of our members to guest star on your show other than Suave. Hey, Oz, watch this. He's cool and all, but we are a collective of priests and not a shepherd and sheep.
Oh.
Hey, Oz, you'll like this one. Please do not let Ozzy Killmonger talk about 80s cartoons ever again. There's a reason they were never remade. Also, by the way, shots fired. Boom. That is definitely shots fired at you. Also, your show is really great and informative. Sincerely, Achilles, Cleezus, Jordy Shorty, Lone Creative, Pipe Man the Hype Man. Hey, I do like Pipe Man the Hype Man. I've listened to a few of those shows. I do. Shout out to Pipe Man the Hype Man. I do like Pipe Man the Hype Man. Prince Aji, Suave the Thinker. Shout out Suave the Thinker.
Shout out Suave.
And Sid the Kid.
Sid the Kid, dude.
Hey, I do. You would like Pipe Man, the hype man.
Yo, man. I want to. You mind if I respond to a little bit of the email? Then I'll let you go in.
Absolutely. Then I'll read Steph Blurdy's.
Okay. First of all, I want to say thank you, Black Mass, for your podcast, which everybody should listen to, by the way. And also, thank you for sending the email. We appreciate that. I'm still trying to figure out why it takes 80 y'all to send the email.
Oh, you taking shots? Shots fired. You taking shots at them and they send us an email?
I'm kidding.
No, you're not. You're taking shots.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. So here, yo, Black Mass, you said it, and you are correct. We need to start doing more Marvel. And I guess, man, there's a reason why the 80s shows aren't recreated, but I bet you, given time, they'll do it, dude.
Everything comes full circle.
Everything y'all said, it's legit.
Oh man! All right, now it's time for Steph Blurdy's podcast. His email. I'm sorry. His email is titled "Who is Steph Blurdy?"
Oh no!
So it starts like this.
See, hey, before you read it, my theory is that Steph Blurdy is a big fan, is from Cali, or likes the Golden State Warriors because he likes Steph Curry. That's my theory.
Well, it's not West Coast Jay, even though he's a big Golden State fan as well.
But I think he's a totally different cat. But I think that's why he got the name. But go ahead. Right. Go.
And it goes, you asked, so here I am.
Oh,
you
man.
want to know who Steph Blurdy is? Let's play a game. I will state 3 truths and 1 lie. Here are the 4 statements. A. Hey, you'll like this one. We actually just talked about it earlier. I think Polar is the greatest action movie ever. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's the lie.
Dude, it's V's.
B. I just lost the tournament, but I'll be back.
Ooh.
That's a big. Okay, so maybe it's not B. C. I've seen Black Panther 3 times, but if I was ever asked, I'll say I've never seen it. That does sound like V's.
That is V's, dude.
Yeah, but I don't think V's was on a tournament, though.
Hey, golf tournament, dude.
Well, one of these is a lie, so. And D, I think Gotham is better than any trash show the CW has to offer. Also, love your podcast. And congratulations, Regular Scott, on becoming a father. I don't know how you knew that. That's creeping me out. Stay nerdy, my blurdies. Steph Blurdy.
Dude, if that's not V's, man, I don't know what's going on.
Maybe it's Suave.
Does V's like Steph Curry?
I don't think he likes him like that. Not that much. He's a Jordan fan.
Okay, but let's do some deductive reasoning. I still want to go back to that. The cat said that my name is Steph Blurdy. We know that Steph. We know that has something to do with the Golden State Warriors. We know that he said I will state 3 truths and 1 lie. So I'm going to say that Polar is the greatest movie is definitely a lie. So if we do the other 3, we still can just we can figure this out.
Yeah, but V's was very high on The Flash, so I don't know if he would say Gotham was better than The Flash.
No. V's was much more higher on Gotham than he ever was on The Flash.
I've never heard. Well, I don't think.
Oh, dude, are you kidding me? This cat would. I remember distinctly this cat going on.
I don't see V's quitting our show and then emailing us every week after he quits.
Okay. Here, I just want to say this. I want to throw this out there. I just lost a tournament. Did V's go on a golf tournament and lose? Yes or no?
No, he actually won his tournament. I talk to V's regularly, and he won.
No. That's great. So let's take the questions. I just lost a tournament. You said V's just won a tournament, right?
Mm-hmm. So that might be the lie.
Okay. So then the next one is Gotham. Well, we know you may not remember, but this cat really, really likes golf.
Well, he gave season 1 like a 4.5, and then he gave the rest of it like a 9. So,
dude, this guy also said back to Black Panther. So, I mean, you just got to take. I'm not even going out on a limb. It just feels like it's more deductive reasoning that cat is the one and only
V's.
T's V's.
Well, let me say this. Steph Blurdy, continue to email us, and we're going to figure this out.
Hey, and Steph Blurdy, your emails are always awesome, man.
Yeah, we appreciate Black Mass. We appreciate your emails as well. And anyone else that wants to email us any questions, statements, or if you just want to tell Oz that you're tired of his rants, you can email us at for Marvel vs. DC, number 4, @godefylife.com. And we will read it on air.
How else are people going to be able to wash their car or chop down a tree if I don't go on my rant?
Well, if they did today, they missed some good information.
Oh, there you go. Thank you, man. Respect due.
No doubt. All right, let's get back to our main topic, man. We gotta, I gotta go change a dirty diaper.
Yeah, man. I me too. My own.
Yeah, right. Right. All right, here we go.
Because I'm old. All right, go.
So let's talk about some. We went into a lot of movies that we kind of wanted to have a sequel. Let's talk about some of the movies that didn't need a sequel. I'm gonna start with one that might be a little controversial. The Matrix.
The Matrix didn't need a sequel at all, dude. It was just silly.
Even though the second one had some really good fight scenes, and I know CGI is a little iffy back then, but it was good for what it was.
Yep.
I think if the Matrix was left alone as the first one, okay. If you make the second one, cool. We daggone sure didn't need the third one.
Did we need a sequel to John Wick?
Here's the thing about that. We didn't need a sequel to John Wick, but we got one that was so good.
It was awesome.
It was so good, we accept that. And it was worth a third one. And the third one was good. So we didn't need one, but I'm glad we got it.
Sister Act.
Come on, man. What? Come on, man. Sister Act? We just mentioned Sister Act on this show?
Look who's talking to.
Men in Black.
It didn't need a sequel, dude.
Speaking of Will Smith, here's a movie I think could have used a sequel, Hancock.
Hancock should have had a sequel for sure, dude.
I think there was a lot left to explore with that.
And I will dare say this. My most beloved Highlander, it did not need Highlander 2 and 3 or any of the other ones, too.
I disagree with that. Not because the movies were good. I think we did need a sequel to Highlander. I think it deserved a better sequel. I think we need a Highlander reboot. That's a franchise that could definitely take off right now.
There's been talk about a Highlander reboot, man, and it just goes to the works and then it goes to the toilets, but it's hard to do. But if it's done right,
though, it's not hard to do. It's a basic story.
Good versus the
It's a very basic story. It's a guy trying to go kill the other Highlanders to take their power. There can only be one.
I love it. Okay.
I think it's a basic story. You do it in the same kind of vein as John Wick. You don't oversaturate the plot. You keep it very simple and just make it an action movie.
You make it some action, and you see when they get the quickening, you make it happen. And I love that. That's perfect.
Even though the Highlander TV show I think that was better than the movie.
Man, I'm still a Duncan. I hate to say it. I'm
Duncan MacLeod.
Respect due to Connor, but I'm still a Duncan MacLeod fan, dude.
Absolutely, no doubt.
And when Connor passed on the throne to Duncan and said, "You must take my head, cousin. Only you can defeat him." I was like, "There you go, dude."
That's a big moment, man.
People knew.
That's an easy movie to make, man. I'm surprised that hasn't been remade.
Oh, and yeah, like let it be just like super crazy balls out healing and action. You know what I mean? Like when they get hurt, besides getting your head chopped off, you can see them actual heal. Oh, they man, please, dude.
Especially with the CGI and the way the fight scenes are now, you can make a heck of a movie with Highlander, man.
Yeah, and if you wanted to, you could go get into a little bit of like how have they escaped technology throughout the, you could do that. It's cool, dude.
No, I'm with it. I think that's a big missed opportunity.
Did we
right
just
there.
give away $1 million?
Oh, we just gave away a trilogy. I mean, that's an easy movie to make, man. I genuinely believe that.
Dude, hey, if people really wanted to be like kind of fucked up and like kind of get people's money and get people invested, you make a trilogy. You make one where it's the typical dude. You can call him Connor, whatever, and he's fighting to be to do it. The second one is the arc from another person who's fighting to get number one, and the third is those two finally fighting.
I'm with it. I am
saying?
absolutely with it. I think it writes itself.
I got one.
Go ahead.
The next Karate Kid.
Is the next Karate Kid the one with the girl?
Yes.
It wasn't the worst. We didn't need it, but it wasn't the. I can get with that. I agree.
That and Speed 2.
Why? Why would you put him on the boat?
Yeah,
what are you doing? Like, why? Who thought that was a good idea to put him on the boat? Who thought about that?
Okay, all right. Can I get?
That's a great one, Oz. Who thought that was a good idea?
Hey, dude. Yeah, man. And do you remember when what's his face? Riddick, when Riddick got the throne, didn't you go, cool, dude, you deserve the throne. Why did they have to be another one after that?
There's another one. What else do you need to do?
Yeah, it made no sense to me, man. I was like, he earned the throne. Boom. And then they had to like have him being like, oh, he lost the throne. I'm like, man, y'all gotta chill, dude.
Lord of the Rings, the prequels.
The Hobbit?
Don't think we needed the Hobbits.
Yeah, they did it just to say, well, we wrote the book, so we might as well finish it. It's just like, come on, dude, you could do better.
Because I thought the trilogy was really well done and didn't need the prequels.
Yeah, I know. I agree. It's an example of people's like, my childhood, where I read all these books, I'm going to actually make these movies now. I'm like, all right, sure.
You didn't need to.
No, they didn't need to.
You
Not at all.
didn't need to. Another one that we didn't need. How about Taken?
Oh, please, dude. Taken 2, Taken 3, taking my money.
Didn't need them. The TV show?
Oh, God.
Didn't need it. Taken is a great movie, and it should have been left just like that.
Well, I thought Limitless was a great movie, and then they turned that dude into a villain with the Limitless TV show that was booty.
I do like the premise of him becoming a villain. I don't think the follow through was that good, but I do like the premise of Bradley Cooper becoming a villain.
Oh, I guess, dude.
I think that's a good premise. He does all this. He takes these pills, and now he's the smartest man. He can do all this extra stuff, and he becomes bad. He gets power hungry. Makes sense, but the follow through was terrible.
I hear you. I respect that. Okay. Oh, Terminator. T2.
No. T2, if you don't know the twist going in, makes that movie.
Okay.
Am I wrong about that?
It's good. It's good.
No, you sound like you're not convinced. I think if you don't know the twist going in, you will be genuinely shocked.
But if you left that movie Terminator by itself, that's cool.
I don't disagree with that at all.
That's my whole thing is like, that's awesome. Like, you don't need to do it, Like, do you need to do Friday After Next?
I do think we needed another follow-up, but I don't know if I don't think any movie that didn't have any Friday that didn't have Chris Tucker in it didn't need to happen.
Steph Blurdy obviously thinks we needed it, so.
He didn't say anything about Friday.
But you know, V's love Fridays, dude.
We don't know that's V's.
Right, got you. Yeah, right.
We don't know that's V's, man. All right. Another one that we didn't need. How about this one? The Mummy.
Dude.
I thought The Mummy was a good movie and didn't need a second one.
Yeah, I know. It's just again, you mind if I take your money? Hey, how about this? Die Hard 2.
That's a tough one.
It's not. They could have just left it.
It's
dude.
not.
You know?
It's not.
They could have just left it. You gonna tell me this dude? Hey, you have post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. If you've been through all those incidents in your life, it's like Jack Ryan. It's like, dude, how many 24 hours do you have in your life, dude? You must be a nervous wreck. You must need to do You must need to do yoga because it's crazy.
He said you must. Can you picture this dude doing yoga?
Dude, I picture that kid. I picture him being in California going, I need a bunch of weed because it's legal here because I'm stressed out, dude. That guy, man, dude, this guy has a 24 hours. But he had it 4 times.
Well, I mean, yeah, okay.
The U.S. government gave him a severance package, and he said, we're also going to give you this island, too, where no one will ever disturb you again. He's like, thank you.
All right. Okay. I don't really have an argument for that one. I don't have an argument for that one.
Man.
All right. Well, let's see here. Here's one that I think could have used a sequel. I think you'll agree with this one. Book of Eli.
Oh.
Oh, no, not a sequel, a prequel.
A prequel would have been really good for that one, you know?
Prequel.
Yeah, I agree with that because the sequel is like whatever, but a prequel, yep, I dig it.
I already mentioned Men in Black. How about, here's a movie that's coming out with multiple sequels that I don't think needed sequels. Avatar.
Yeah, I thought they kept saying that they were going to do 2 and 3. I'm like, dude, Dance with Wolves again.
I mean, that's pretty much all it is, except this one's going to be underwater. Ooh.
It's Blue Dances with Wolves, dude. I know it's the underwater adventure. I'm like, what?
What?
And then Avatar 3 in the air.
Here's a movie that didn't need a sequel. You ready for this one?
X-Men 2.
Yes. Actually, that wasn't the one I was going to say, but yes. Yes. Days of Future Past. We can throw that one in there, too.
Oh, God.
Here you go. But here's one that didn't need a sequel. You ready for this one? Batman Returns.
That's easy, dude. Of course. So me and Robin fight crime. How do you fight crime? The criminals just stare at our nipple armor, and it distracts them.
I will see your Batman Returns, and I will raise you Batman Forever, which spawned Batman and Robin.
Dude, all of them gone.
Not Batman.
Except for the first one.
Batman Returns is okay. Batman Returns is solid.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that.
Batman Returns is solid.
No. That's cool, but this, anything that didn't have Michael Keaton in it, turd out.
Another sequel I think we didn't need. Well, I guess it's kind of a prequel. And some people like this movie. It wasn't for me. Solo.
I'm Disney. I bought Star Wars, Marvel. Guess what? George Lucas, here's $1 billion. Go chill somewhere. Awesome. Thank you for your creativity. But we're going to pump out a Disney Star Wars movie every year.
To be fair, you're a Trekkie, though.
No, but you pump these things out, dude. And it's just like people will have fatigue, man.
You're right. I agree. But you are a Trekkie, though, so you are a bit biased.
I'm totally biased, dude.
So that's, we got to take that with a grain of salt.
Well, I mean, or some I don't know, Vegemite, Nutella. I don't know, but you still, it's just, yeah.
Okay. Don't sound so disappointed about it.
Well, I want if as Star Wars, give me a Star Wars 1,000 years ago.
The Game of Thrones showrunners are supposed to be making a Knights. Have you ever played the Knights of the Old Republic video game?
No.
Very good video game. Very good story for the video game. And they're supposed to be making that, which is set thousands of years before Star Wars.
Wow.
It's a very good video game with a good story.
All right, I'm in. See,
So
that I'm into. See,
another movie that could have used a sequel. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Man of Steel. And no, I'm not counting Justice League. Not counting that as a sequel.
Superman.
Not counting that as a sequel.
What
That is
would
a
you
that
do
is
as
a
a sequel?
Batman movie.
What would you have done as a sequel, though?
As a sequel to Man of Steel?
Mm-hmm.
I would have introduced Lex Luthor in a Man of Steel sequel before doing Batman vs. Superman. I would have introduced like some kryptonite. You know what I mean? Like I would have introduced these elements that Zack Snyder used in Batman vs. Superman in a Man of Steel sequel.
No. I like that. It's just like it's always the go-to Lex Luthor. Why can't we ever have a Superman in an outer space adventure?
You know what? I'll run with that. And here's who my villain would be: the bounty hunter, Lobo. You want him to fight somebody on his level, intergalactic type battling? Send Lobo down for him.
Why couldn't they ever do Superman wakes up imprisoned on Apocalypse and he has to escape?
I'm not with that. Darkseid should be saved for Justice League.
Okay.
Like that's he's a big bad that should be saved for Justice League to me.
Okay, no, well, he was for the animated, so
Yeah, and if you don't want to go Lobo, we could do Brainiac.
the Brainiac would be like, see, the space adventure should have Brainiac in it.
I'm cool with Brainiac, but I like Lobo. Like I personally think Lobo would be a really cool. You don't have to kill him or anything. Like he can be an anti-type hero. You know what I mean? Like he could even come back in another one. He didn't have to stay a villain.
No, I know, dude, but Lobo kind of gets me tired sometimes.
But you need somebody who can. I was saying Lobo because the way Man of Steel was built up, he didn't fully understand his powers yet. Superman, I'm speaking of. And Lobo is somebody that he could really kind of let loose against. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he wouldn't have to hold back against Lobo. And you would have another destruction of Metropolis again. But if you take it in space, then you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, I know, but I know what you mean too. You're like thinking of like doing like some punch destroying planets and stuff like that.
It doesn't have to be planets, but but like kind of like the same scenes you got in Man of Steel, except without him going through 8 buildings after every punch.
Okay. Yeah, I know. There's so much, dude. I'm just saying, Superman deserves a space adventure, dude.
Henry Cavill deserves another shot at Superman.
Oh.
Sorry, he was a great Superman.
He's awesome, yeah.
And you saw how great of a Superman he could be in the last act of Justice League. Regardless of how you felt about the movie, he was a great Superman in that last act.
Oh God, dude, he was amazing. But I still love when he looked at the Flash.
And see little things like that. He didn't have to say a word, and he says everything with his face. Like that's acting.
No, dude. I know. See, he's a good actor because it shows in his face. And the Flash's reaction when he realized, I was like, oh man.
When he saves like those people, and then Superman's carrying the building.
Well, no, the Flash's reaction when he sees that Superman can see him.
Oh, when he's fighting the Justice League.
Yeah, dude,
that's a great scene.
He got shook, dude.
Because he's running like, all right, let me go around him. I got him. Superman kind of waits for a second.
And the thing is, see, that's a little gem in that movie because no one realized, like the Flash has never had to deal with anyone as fast as him before.
You're right. No, that's a great point. That's a great point. Great point.
You know?
Another one that I think should get a sequel, and I think will get a sequel eventually. I'm just surprised it hasn't happened yet. Edge of Tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. I thought people had talked about that for a while.
They have talked about it. It hasn't, come to fruition yet, but I think that's a movie that could have a sequel very easily. I know a lot of people don't like Tom Cruise. I like Tom Cruise. He plays his role. He does it well. He knows he knows what he can do, and he doesn't stray from it. He's kind of like Keanu Reeves. He knows what he's supposed to do, and he sticks to it.
Good. He didn't need to make Jack Reacher 2.
That was the next one I was going to say that didn't need a sequel. Jack Reacher's a good movie. We did need Jack Reacher 2.
Yeah. Well, you could kind of say neither one of them need to be made, but G.I. Joe Retaliation didn't need to be made.
Yeah, I guess not. G.I. Joe probably shouldn't have been made to begin with either, but
it was just to introduce The Rock.
Well, that's pretty much what Fast 5 was. And 6, 7, 8, 9. And now Hobbs
10.
Now it's Hobbs and Shaw.
Snobs and balls.
Yeah, so we know how that goes. You got any more for me?
Oh man. We've been kind of on a little Debbie Downer tip. I feel like we should do one that like, why didn't they make a sequel for
Debbie Downer.
I know. Debbie Downer.
Debbie Downer.
Okay, sorry. I meant to say
oh, you know what? Like, I got a controversial one that might not sit with people too well.
It's not. I bet you won't be controversial. You go ahead.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Oh.
Not saying it was a bad movie. We just didn't need it.
Did we need a Deadpool 2?
Yes, because that is leading to X-Force. Now, if Guardians of the Galaxy 2 would have gave me Sentry or an Adam Warlock, something like that, I'm with it. Or Nova, I'm with it. But
go
ahead.
They could have introduced Thor, but okay, I get it.
Or even have Thor be an Asgardian of the Galaxy like we might get in number 3. We didn't need number 2. I get why they did number 2 for the father story, but I think we could have did without. Iron Man 3, didn't need it.
That's true. Did we need Avengers 2?
I have said it before on the show, and I will stick by it, and I will say it again. Age of Ultron has the best small character moments, some of the best smaller character moments in all of the MCU. I will stick by that statement.
Okay, all right. I mean,
just for example, some of the scene with Steve Rogers and Tony Stark chopping wood.
Yeah.
Little scenes like that. The entire party scene before Ultron shows up. Great. Great character moments.
All those are very classic. Let's think of some. God. You didn't need to make either one of those Fantastic Four movies, by the way. So.
No, I didn't.
Man, that Galactus was so horrible.
Well, I mean, I guess you could say at least we got one.
Silver Surfer was cool. The Galactus was a turdy turd.
A turdy turd. Wow. A turdy turd. That's what we saying now?
A Debbie Downer turdy turd.
A Debbie Downer turdy turd. All right.
I would give both of those a Jar Jar Binks with a red wig, with a mirror wig.
Well, that's all. Kingsman. I think Kingsman didn't need a sequel.
That's true.
I thought Kingsman was solid on its own. Didn't like what they did with the sequel. I liked a lot of the actors, just didn't like what they did with the sequel.
No, man. That is legit.
But I mean, that's all I got for him. You know, I know there's
Okay.
probably more, but you know, that's what I got. Maybe a Django. They could have done a Django too. You know, kind of see what their life was like after they escaped.
Django 2 should have been Django and Zorro.
We've talked about that as well. That would have been cool.
Yeah, that would be a good little
With
thing.
with
dude.
Lone Ranger in there too.
Yeah,
They could have formed
my
their own
God.
little Avengers squad.
Dude, the early Western Avengers, man.
Hell, throw Steve Rogers in there, or I mean, not Steve Rogers. Throw Logan in there.
Oh man, he just comes up. He's like, "What? And what? Blade 2? No, hold on. Let me trying to think. I'm trying to think of one more before.
We didn't need Blade 3.
Yeah. Even Wesley Snipes was like, "Dude, you guys did this to me and stuff."
So, well, if we don't have no more,
I'm good.
All right. Hey, I think we went through a lot of movies right there. Listen, if you have any movies that you think we missed that deserved a sequel, did not deserve a sequel, or if you think that we're just wrong about some of those, hit us up on the Twitter, Need4Marvel vs. DC, or email us at Need4Marvel vs. DC at GoToFireLife.com. Oz, you ready for the final blow?
I am ready for the final blow.
What you got?
You want to go first?
No. Listen, you are not in charge of the show no more. You don't get to close stuff out no more.
Okay, you just. I think there's a takeover.
Hey, you know what? I know something that doesn't need a sequel. The Ozzy Killmonger takeover doesn't need a sequel.
Dude, man, that
Shots fired.
The Ozzy Killmonger takeover needs to be a trilogy, you know.
Something I'm glad did get a sequel was the Battleground, though.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. That's good. My final blow is I've been geeking out on like literally nothing in particular. I've been reading Flex Metallo, rereading that just because of the Dooms Patrol. But other than that, man, I'm good. I'll have a lot more stuff next week, though. I got a surprise.
Okay. My final blow is I've checked out 2 of the 3 new episodes of Black Mirror on Netflix.
Hey.
And, oh my God, let me just say this. The one with Anthony Mackie and the guy from Aquaman who plays Black Manta is weird.
Dude, so why did that have to be your final blow? We should have discussed that.
We can discuss it next week. I mean, you haven't seen them, so why would we discuss it if you haven't seen them?
I've seen all of season 5.
Oh. We can talk about it next week then.
So I don't know.
We'll save it for next week.
Yeah, I don't know what misinformation you're speaking on, but I've seen them all. And that one is worth discussing on so many levels.
Okay. No, hey, you know what? A little teaser for you guys. That's what we'll talk about next week because that's my final blow because I think that one is weird. I think the second one is pretty good. And I haven't seen the Miley Cyrus one yet, but I will definitely check that one out by next week. So far, this has been one of the weaker seasons.
It's a shorter season for sure, but
it's not as good as the first season. It only had 3 episodes.
Of course, do we need to do? But did we need to have more seasons of Black Mirror? Black Mirror to me is the heir apparent to the original Twilight Zone. So I feel like we should keep on going, dude.
True that.
I will say this. All of our listeners and our emailers, if you got some comments about Black Mirror, send them up, deliver them up. We're ready. I look forward to the discussion because it's going to be deep.
Yeah. So next week, that's what we'll talk about. Black Mirror all next week. Oz, tell everyone we'll talk to them next time.
Well, good people. As usual, peace and chicken grease.
Y'all have a good time because we're going to have a good time till we talk to y'all next time. Peace. I didn't know. We should have talked about Black Mirror a little more, but that thing is weird, dude.
We're not recording anymore, right?
Yeah, we are.
Oh, man.
Welcome to the Anything, Everything, and Nothing podcast with Lynn and Kim. Join us as we discuss the latest in everything from entertainment and current events to the craziness that is our real life.
Let's laugh, let's live, let's talk about it. New episode every Tuesday on the Defy Life Podcast Network. And remember, if you're not defying life, then what are you doing? Lynn and Kim.